Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. We're going to continue our stitch along with the Simply Mesh top. So what I'm doing now is that we're going to move on to attaching the sleeve area together. So as I left you in the last video, you should have finished on the wrong side, and your panel right now should look like this. And so for my size that I have here, it's a total of 24 inches from one side to another. Okay, so I'm doing the large, and if you're doing the small, then it was 21 inches from top to bottom, like this. You need to make sure, as I said in the last video, that you finished on the wrong side, because what we're going to do now is we're going to attach the sleeve area here with a flat stitch join, and we need to measure in a certain amount of distance in order to make that happen. So we're going to be covering that in today's video of attaching the sleeve. What you could do though is that you could measure it to this point and put a stitch marker just to hold it like a bow tie, and then try it on to make sure that it's going to fit you around your upper body. And if you need to move it out, you can just make sure it's even, or if you want to make it a little bit more narrow, it's up to you. So we're going to be moving on to creating that today. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to fold this in half so that the wrong sides are facing each other. So I already have, this is the right side, we have it marked, and what I'm going to do is just fold it so that the wrong sides are together. So the wrong sides are the other side, and it'll look like this. My table is not very big, and the cat hair is included today. My cat was pretty close to this project. So what I'm going to do is measure in the distance that I need in order to mark it with the stitch marker, and then I can try it on, but you can try yours on too, and to make sure it's going to fit. So let's cover what that dimension is. If you're doing the small size, you're going to want 20 inches then from the outside edge. You don't want to overly stretch it. So you're just going to mark it with a stitch marker and hold it. But if you're doing the large size like I am, it's 16.5 inches. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just put 16.5. So I'm going to put a stitch marker around that section there. So I'm just going to put a spare piece of yarn. I'm just grabbing something from the side here. And what I'm only doing one side at the moment, because what I'm going to do, and I'll do this with the same on the other side, I'm going to count the number of empty boxes that I have from the edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I got 24 boxes for my size, and then I'm just going to flip it up and do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So this will be it. Now you could have said, well, I could have just laid them together like that. I wanted to verify that the boxes are going to be the same number. Now that I know that this is 24 on this side, boxes, I'm going to just automatically do the 24 boxes from the edge on the other side, and I'll do that off camera, and I'll be right back. So on the other side, I marked the same amount of boxes that I had so that I have equal consistency. So I've not fastened off yet. I want to keep this on because I'm going to do that join starting with that yarn, and then we're going to fasten off once we get to the middle here, and then we'll do the other side exactly the same way. So let's do that next. So the flat stitch join, I'm looking at the right side of the project. Okay, so we folded it so that the wrong sides were together. So this join will actually be visible on the outside, which is a nice join anyway. So you're going to use the back loop only, so right where you're sitting right now. You're just going to use this one and just join the top, the third chain up. Just grab one strand only. Now, here's the problem. I can't have the yarn coming from the top of the project. It has to come from underneath. So you got to make sure you're going up over top of the yarn itself. Okay, so it has to be in behind. And then you are going to then just pull through like that. So you immediately jump to the next back loop only on this one. And then you jump to the chain work on this one, the back loop only, or just one strand, whatever's easiest for you to do. This yarn is pretty easy to hide stuff. So see how the yarn's coming in front? I don't want that. I want the yarn to come up from underneath. If the yarn doesn't come up from underneath, you won't get the flat stitch join. So it takes a bit of practice getting used to. So you're just going to pull it through. See, I'm using my thumb just to kind of hold it so that I have access to it. And you're going to then move to the next chain, back loop only. Just go up over top of the strand. So just let the hook just ride over top, and then going to the other chain work on the other side. And pull through and through. So with this kind of join, it doesn't have any flexibility to it, so you just got to be a little bit slack with it. So back loop only, jump over top of that strand and get the back loop only. And so this causes the strand or the join to sink into the project, where if you single crocheted across, it would be appearing like a windowsill pane will be jumping off the project. So this makes it sink in, and it creates a nice join, just like you see. I know it's hard to see this on camera, but so back loop and just one strand on this side and pull through. Because I'm using my thumb to hold it steady, it's really helpful if you do that as well. So I'm just kind of holding it, pinching it, so that I can pull it through and through. So I need you to go all the way to this stitch marker, and then we're going to fasten off there, and then we'll do the other side as well. So I'm getting to my box where I have it marked, and I am just going to continue into that box. Okay, I'm going to remove this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the double crochet after that box. Okay, so then this sleeve is then done. And this yarn is done as well. So I'm going to just trim my yarn. I'll just pull up on a knot on it. I will weave in my ends later. And all I just got to do now is just turn this around and do the other sleeve to the stitch marker. I'll see you there in a second. So I'm just going to attach some new yarn to the other side, right to the last one. I'm only going to go into a back loop only, and then match it to the back loop on this side. I'm just going to pull through to join it, and then I'm going to move along to the next back loop, and then I got to make sure that the yarn stays underneath. So it's coming out from the middle. Okay, and I'm just going to join this to the stitch marker. So I will go to the double crochet after the final box that I've already marked, like I just did. And what I'm going to do then is that I'm going to have you do that. Just fasten off your yarn. If you want to weave in your ends, you can. And I will see you in the next video then as we continue this. Most of the hard work has now been done for this particular project, so you're going to find that the rest of this will move along pretty quickly after this.